Hi, my Emirati kids. Today I will make a review on the alphabets. But before I will go to our review today, I would like to say don't forget to make share, like, subscribe to my channel, send you new videos. First of all, I would like to greet Emirati people by its famous greeting, which is Hayakumullah al-Imarat. Let's go to our lesson today. Today, I would like to make a review on the alphabets that we learned during the previous videos. Let's go to our lesson today. Here is capital A and small a. A for apple. Capital A and small a. A for apple. Capital B and small b. B for book. Capital B and small b. B for book. Capital C and here is we have an exercise here to practice on capital, and here is capital A and here is small a. Here is capital B and here is small b. We must take care when we write P small from D small. There is a difference between both. Okay, must take care when you write it in the paper exam. We have here this is D small. This called D small, and this is called B small. You must take care when you write it. Okay. So let's go to another one. Here is what? Choice. Where here is capital A, where is small one? This one. Here is capital B, where is small b? This one. Let's go to another one. Here is capital A and small a. Here is say color the capital A here. So I color this one. Here is capital B, I color small b, this one. Let's go to letter C. Here is capital C and small c. C for what? C for cat. So I would like to repeat again the letters to repeat with me, okay? Capital A and small a. A for what? A for apple. Capital B and small b. I would like to repeat again. Capital A and small a. A for apple. Capital B and small b. B for what? B for book. Capital C and small c. C for what? C for cat. Capital C and small c. C for what? C for cat. Let's go to capital D and small d. Capital D and small d. D for what? D for dog. D for the what? D for dog. Capital D and small d. D for dog. Capital C and small c. C for cat. C for cat. D for dog. C for cat and D for dog. Let's go to the next letter. Here is capital E and small e. E for what? E for egg. E for, so here I would like to missing this letters. Here is capital A and small a. Here is capital B and small b. Capital C and small c, and capital D and small d. So how can I write it as it is? Capital A and small a. Capital B and small b, and capital C and small c, capital D and small d. Let's go to match the suitable word by suitable letter. Here is capital A. A for what? A for apple. Capital B. B for what? B for book. Capital C. C for what? C for cat. And capital D. D for dog. Let's go to capital E. Here is capital E and small e. E for egg. Capital E and small e. E for egg. Capital F and small f. F for what? F for fish. F for what? F for fish. So I would like to stop on letter F. Let's repeat again from letter A to letter F. Okay. Today we will stop reviewing on letter F. Okay. To be able to study with me. Here is capital A and small a. A for apple. Capital A and small a. How can I write capital A as it is? This called capital A written like this. Sorry, I would like to write it in correct way. Here is capital A written like what? Written like this. This called capital A, and this is small a written like this. Here is capital A and small a. Here is capital B and small b. How can I write capital B? I write capital B. This is capital B and this is small b. So here is capital B and small b. B for what? B for book. B for what? B for book. Here is So here is we can select here is capital A with small a, capital B by small b. Here is capital A and this small a. Here is capital B by small b. Let's go to here. What is here? What is the capital letter of this letter? It will be here B. The capital letter of this letter, it will be here A. Okay, capital B. Where is the small b? This one. Let's go to another one. Here is A. Where is A small? This A small. Okay, how can I write small a? I write small a as it is, and I write small b as it is. Okay, this is capital A and small a. Let's go to write the capital letter of this letter. Here we have capital A. This called capital A, and this is small a, and this is capital B and small b. Let's continue the rest of the exercise. So here we have capital C and small c. How can I write capital C? I write capital C as it is. This is called capital C and small c, written like this. Capital C and small c. C for what? C for cat. C for what? C for cat. Let's do the practice on this letter. Okay, here is capital D and small d. How can I write capital D and small d? This is called capital D, and this is small d. Here is capital D and small d. Let's continue. Here is capital D. What is the small one? This one. So I select this one by this one. Capital A. Here is capital A by small a. Here is, let's do this exercise. Here is capital A. What is small a? How can I write small a? I write small a as it is. Here is small b. Here is small d. And here is small c. Here is small c, small d, small b, and small a. Let's continue the rest of the exercise. So here we have in this exercise, we select the different letter from this letter. Here is capital A and here is small a. So the different, it will be B. Here is B capital and B small, and this is the different D. C capital and C small, and the difference here, it will be A. The difference here, it will be here B. Let's continue. Here is capital A and small a, capital B and small b, capital C and small c, and capital D and small d. Let's continue the rest of the exercise. So here we have A for what? A for apple. B for what? B for book. C for what? C for cat, and D for dog. Let's go to another one. Here is capital E and small e. How can I write capital E? I write capital E as it is, and I write small e as it is. This is a small e, and this is capital E. Let's continue the rest of the exercise. So here is capital F and small f. How can I write capital F? I write capital F as it is. This capital F and this is small f. Here is capital F and small f. F for what? F for fish. F for what? F for fish. Okay. So now we stop here on letter F. Today we will review until letter F. Next class we will continue. Okay. So this is an exercise. Let's do it together. Here is D. Here is D capital. Where is the D small? This is D small. So I select this one by the last one. Here is B small, B capital. Where is B small? This one. A capital by A small. F capital by F small. Here is F small. E capital by E. Where is the E small here? Here is the E in the first one. To be here. Here is E small. Okay. Here is E small. Let's continue. So here we have A capital, where is small? A small, this one. B capital, where is B small? This one. C capital, where is small? This one. G capital, where is this small? This one. Capital E, here is small e. Capital F, here is a small f. Okay, so how can I write until capital F? Here is we have capital A and small a. I write capital A and small a. Capital B and small b. Capital C and small c. Capital D and small d. Capital E and small e, and capital F and small f. There's capital F and small f. So here we review together capital A and small a, capital B and small b, capital C and small c, capital D and small d, capital E and small e, and capital F and small f. Okay, let's continue the rest of the exercise. So here we have, here is C capital. How can I write small as it is? Capital small e written like this. Small f written like this. This is small as this small a. Okay, let's continue. Here is B small written like what? B small written like this. Okay, let's continue the rest of the exercise. So here we say select the odd one from this letters. Here is we have A is the difference. So here is A is the difference. C capital and C small. F capital and F small. So the difference here it will be E. The difference here it will be F. The difference here it will be D. Okay, let's continue. Here is D for dog, F for fish, E for egg, and B for book. D for dog, F for fish, and E for egg, B for book. Let's go. Here is capital E or small E, this one. Capital E, here is capital E. So let's continue. Here is, let's go do this exercise. Capital A, capital E small, B, capital B small, C, capital C small, D, capital and D small, E, capital and E small, F, capital and F small. Okay, let's continue the rest of the exercise. So here we circle the words that we lesson. Okay, so when we say, for example, E, we say A, for example, D. Okay, so here I stop here in this letter. Let's go to the next type of our video, or the next part of our video, which is about pronunciation. Okay, let's go to the pronunciation. So here is the pronunciation A-N. Okay, let's go to pronunciation. I will start by A keys and then A-N. Okay, so how to pronounce letter A. So let's go to know how to pronounce. Here is fat. Here is fat, hat, right, fat, hat, right, cat, mat, bed. So I would like to repeat with me: fat, hat, right, cat, mat, bed. Okay, let's pronounce A-N. Fan, man, ban. Fan, man, ban. There's van, can, dan. Van, can, dan. So I would like to repeat this pronunciation. Pronunciation A-T and pronunciation A-N. I would like to repeat it again with me. Okay? Here is the thing. Fat, hat, right. Cat, mat, bed. The next one. Fan, man, ban. Van, can, dan. Okay, so here I'll stop here on this item. By this item we end from our video today. I hope to benefit and enjoy our video. Thanks a lot. Until you meet again. Goodbye.